Hi, I'm Kevin Quigley. Welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. Jaymi Elford is a consummate tarot reader. She is practical and down to earth. She thinks about tarot, reading techniques, and the cards non-stop.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. My name's Jaymi Elford, and I am the author of Tarot Inspired Life by Llewellyn and The Triple Goddess Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. Today I have drawn a card from the Triple Goddess Tarot, and it is the Chariot. When designing this card, I asked Franco to draw from the perspective kind of down as a bystander who was watching our maiden, because this is the end of the maiden sequence, as she rides through a riverbed swiftly up towards a castle or a city in the background. I love the energy of the Chariot. It's that go, 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 swift activity. In a lot of the other decks, it's kind of a dichotomy because the activity of this card is about swiftness. You think chariots, you think about action, you think about all the movies and past, like Rome and stuff, seeing like sports in an arena with things running around. But in those cards, you have two sphinxes or two horses or two critters that are just kind of chilling out. They're not even moving. They're just hanging out. The person in the chariot or the bucket, whatever they're standing on the platform, they don't even have their hands on their reins. In this card, it's about using your mentalness to be so focused on something, to be in the flow, as a lot of people call it, so that you can move and make that direction happen, mostly with your mind. So while it is still a dependency on others to help you get to where you want to get going, you're still learning that movement can be speedy without physical movement. In my interpretation, I wanted a more literal rush, 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 because I'm trying to show how the maiden becomes a mother in this transition card. And with her, it's all about that now that she's learned from the magician, she has learned or had taken on that form as the magician, which is the maiden card itself. She's learned from the high priestess. She has learned from the empress. She's learned from the emperor. She's learned from the hierophant, or as I call it in my deck, the teacher. And she's learned from the lovers. All these people that she has seen and interacted with, it's now time for her to rush off and become her own independent, blazing mother, to figure out what her destiny is going to be. What sorts of things is she going to do in the world? And how will she leave and kind of begin putting the pieces together for her legacy? Because to me, that is kind of the power of the Maiden Mother Crone mythology. It's how each person, not necessarily women, each person can take their identity from that maiden aspect, that dependency on others, that child, that innocent kind of, I don't know anything about this world I've been dropped into. How do I get through it? What are the cultural rules? What are the people that are going to teach me? Who are my tribe? You know, who are my peeps? Who are my best friends? And then who are my lovers? And there's love at many different angles. So that's how I see the maiden's journey. The mother isn't necessarily somebody that truly gives birth. We all become mothers when we have that idea, that project, that career path in some ways that helps show the world what we are capable of, that we are independent thinkers, that we have ideas of our own, that we can interact as a whole being, or even a fractured being that's still searching to be whole. However, we show our unique face, our voice. We use it. We push back where we need to, and we accept new inputs when we can, and then we create something with that, whether it is a computer application, a video, a tarot deck, a book. All of that is kind of the domain of the mother. And then the crone is all about giving back. It's interdependency to me. It's now that I've kind of had my own life and I've raised maybe kids, or I've produced a lot of books or decks, how can I give back to the world? And for me, that kind of stage is coming through a little bit as I teach or record videos. This is kind of how I view my legacy to the world, because I chose personally not to have kids. However, others might see their family as legacy, those interconnected webs and threads that they've made with others or their children, whether they are grown inside a womb or adopted. They are still leaving a legacy of memories, of traits, of qualities, of documents, as well to the world. And that is kind of how I see each stage of the Maiden Mother Crone kind of coming out into play. I know this might sound different than most Maiden Mother Crone stories. In fact, when I did this deck, I didn't have much to go on. I didn't read much on it. I talked to the ladies themselves, that's how I called them, the ladies, and asked them what would they want in kind of a triple goddess Maiden Mother Crone deck that was mostly kind of focused away from any one particular tradition, because the trinities exist out there. And with this being the end of the Chariot, being the end of that maiden suit, I feel like it's important to talk about this in this particular episode, because transitions when you get further down in the tarot, the sevens, the three types of 7 cards, you start seeing connections and how things kind of work on 3 different levels. The Chariot kind of stirs that up inside of you, where you've learned in school. We've all been learning things in school. We learn how to deal with math, science. We learn how to communicate through writing, glyphs, whatever, vocal language. And now when we get kicked out of it, aka graduate, we have to figure out what is next for us. My university didn't teach me well enough to help me find my career as a technical writer up front. I had to fumble around and discover that for myself. And that's kind of a Chariot moment. It's the, woohoo, I'm done, I'm ready to go. Oh, wait, what am I doing? It's that weird kind of hesitancy. It's like you want to start something new. You want to glom onto it. And yet there might be that period of time where you have to rush around and just pick and choose and kind of just fumble around to figure out exactly what part of that area or part of your passion you're going to land at. I didn't get my dream job up front. It took about 15 years of doing some graphic design, doing a lot of tech writing, and then writing on my own time, and then going into some editing for others as well as myself, how to figure out what I really wanted. And what I really wanted was to write for myself. I wanted to teach tarot. I wanted to write about the cards, both in fiction as well as nonfiction. I found that I had to leave corporate America in order to find my voice. So my Chariot process took a bunch of years. However, each one of those little stepping stones that my horse on my Chariot has gone to has given me more information and more direction and more help onto figuring out exactly what I wanted to be at this stage of my life. And I can say I'm pretty happy with everything. A lot of people in the past would be like, I used to be teased as a kid, so they'd be like, would you ever change anything? Which is, sometimes you get a reflection with the Chariot because you're moving towards a different area. So they asked me, would I ever change anything knowing what I do now as an adult? Would I ever want to have less teasing? And a big majority of me says no, because it built me to who I am today. And I like the life that I'm kind of living. I have issues. I'm not perfect. I don't think anybody is. However, I like that I've published a deck, that I've written books, that I get to help artists craft the world around their tarot decks with writing little white booklets that come with many Lo Scarabeo titles. Once you understand your destiny and you hop on your horse and you go and then you stop and then you go and then you stop, you'll find that the Chariot does exactly what's intended. You lead from the mind and the heart, your passions, your spirit. Sometimes the horse might run real quick. Sometimes it might be those 2 sphinxes that tell you, hey, pause. We're not moving until you give us a clear shot and a clear direction of where you want to go. Sometimes that direction, that destiny is why you, the viewers, as the clients to us, come to us. You want to know what is next. Where do I go? Do I have to backtrack sometimes? Do I have to learn these lessons again? How do I move forward? And then we sit down with you across the table and we take your hand and we see what the cards have to offer for that solution. So the next time you find yourself stuck at a crossroads, think about the Chariot and your destiny and where you want it to lead. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, this is Kevin.
Hi, this is Nooch.
Thanks for watching.
If you like what you saw, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe. You'll know when new ones are coming. And share with your friends.
We'll see you soon.